Oh, let's work on some brakes, I guess. Yay. Welcome back to Bachmann's Garage. Today we're living the high life, working on my buddy Dale's 70 Buick Skylark Convertible. It's a real winner. You know, you guys can talk all about your 20-inch rims, your 17s, your 18s, whatever. But the realest dudes I know are rocking on the 14s. Pontiac included. Yeah, 14-inch. What y'all know about that? Another example of 14-inch rims. Playa. The only thing worse than four-wheel drum brakes is three-wheel drum brakes. Yes. But hey, the drum's balanced. Good deal. Oh no, it's springs. Oh, sorry, had to kill a spider there. Oh no, there's springs and levers and oh my god, it's so scary. It's not that bad. Do one side at a time. Keep your pants on. It's not that bad. Capiche? Capiche. I'm probably going to start with some penetrating oil and some heat on this line up here. And this actually has, forgive me if it's hard to get back here. This actually has a hard line running to the wheel cylinder. Maybe that's common. I just haven't worked on enough front drum brake cars to see that. So, I'm going to go ahead and rip all that out. But first, I'm going to soak it and heat it. Because, you know. See? Just does the work for you. Bingo. Do not spray brake clean to clean the threads out and then hit it, because you will scare yourself pretty bad. Dale, if you're watching, that wasn't on your car, that was on a customer's car at work. But yeah, just keep hitting it. Boil the sauce out of there. Break the line off. You know the deal. Hey, look at that, I got the line broke free. Hey. Well, right or wrong, it's not the same as it was, so I think I got it pretty good. We'll see if the drum slips on. It wouldn't be a Bachmann's Garage video if I didn't use some Rust-Oleum barbecue paint. I like painting rotors just with something so they don't get all rusty and ugly. On these wheels, you can't really see them. But if you have a more open face wheel where you can see the drum, it just helps to make them black to where they kind of just blend in and don't draw any attention to themselves. So I've about got this side wrapped up, and then I'm gonna switch to the other side. Yay. I'd say it's time because I pulled the little dilly-bopplers, the little things out of there, and it's got like, it's dripping. So I think it's just kind of starting to weep, so good time to do that. The end of these brake hoses actually appeared, they look like brass, which I have never seen. But yeah, that's why Dale had no brakes. See, they're broken. I'm spraying. It's just cold, even though it's just shy of 100 degrees in here. talk to here with my good foot.
Pull over here, man. Are you crazy? This is bad country.
Real world Bachmann's garage update. It's just shy of 100 degrees on the fish thermometer up there. And somehow I think I've messed up a wheel bearing by putting in new grease, because this side is not happy. Took the Hawaiian shirt off because I don't want to get it dirty. So now we're just whatever. I'm 2 Mountain Dew voltages deep. For me, that's like pretty trashed. So let me figure something out here, because I want to drive this car. It's so fun. The little taste I got, oh my gosh. Never thought I'd be digging a convertible. This is pretty cool. Let me show you how talented I am, guys. I'm so talented. By putting fresh grease and repacking these wheel bearings, I have somehow destroyed them. I don't know what the heck I did. Let me tear this down and find out what's going on. Not good. So I've disassembled this hub and the wheel bearings look fine. There wasn't anything wrong there. What I figured out is these studs are loose in this hub. So I ordered some new studs and I'm gonna clean this hub up really good. And well, we're gonna figure something out. So, you know. Little rant while I pilot the Pontiac down the road. So I started out, I ordered 5 lug studs from my local O'Reilly's. They got them in same day. I picked them up, didn't even look at them because I gave them the number, the right number. I get home, they're half by 20. These are like for a Ford pickup, not a Buick. So, okay, look on my phone. Oh, okay, the O'Reilly's in a town a little north of me, about a half hour away. They got a couple at an O'Reilly's and they got a couple at an AutoZone. I call up to the O'Reilly's. He says, yeah, we got 9 of them. I go up there, buddy dumps the box out on the counter, and there's just a bunch of different random lug studs in a box. And I'm like, and I picked through it. I'm like, oh, this one looks right. I had a lug nut and stuff with me. I said, yeah, this one's right. So I took the one. Okay, so at this point I have 1 correct lug stud. Well, then I go down the street to the AutoZone, which I'm not a big AutoZone guy, but they had 3, and they looked better. They had a little more shoulder on them. And I'm like, okay. So then I call back to the Perryville store, and I'm like, hey, I ordered these 5 in. Do you have any on hand? And he's like, yeah, we have 2 on hand. So I go and I get the 2 from my local store. So I make this big loop and I come back. I get the 2 from the local store, and they look identical to the ones I got at the AutoZone, not the other O'Reilly's. So I think I have 5 that will work. I have legitimately killed 3 hours of my Sunday screwing around with lug studs. I don't really understand why this is becoming so hard. I was confident because anymore I give the part number to the kid behind the counter. You know, you never know if you're going to get a winner or a real loser. But I just give them the part number. I do my own research, and then if it's wrong, well, I can only be mad at myself. But when you give them the number and they don't even give you the right part, I don't think that was anybody at our local store. I think that was a That was somebody at the distribution center, but still, oh my gosh. Dale, I'm trying. So I'm heading home right now. I got a milkshake to cheer myself up. Let's see if these even fit in the hub. Okay, those lug studs totally drove in just fine, and they're perfect. And the holes in the hub weren't wallered out. Oh shoot. Oh, darn, dang it. No, yep, like I said, perfectly fine and ready to go back into service. Gonna do an oil change on this rig, because Dale didn't know when the last time it was changed. First oil change on a 350 Buick. Oh my. Expectations were low, but it's coming out slow, and it's black. Like, swing low, sweet chariot. Kind of black. And they're really, oh, that's it, huh? Oh, gee. And it's even leaning backwards at an angle. Oh, wow. Good call, Dale. Thanks. If Rust-Oleum Barbecue Black is the official paint of Bachmann's Garage, Harvest King is the official oil of Bachmann's Garage. Not because we're sponsored, they don't know I exist, but this stuff's pretty cheap at the local farm and home type store. So it was $20 for 5 quarts. Anymore, that's pretty good. So I'm gonna dump some of that in there. And then this is my oil treatment of choice. You wanna know why? There's a real scientific reason. Because when I was a kid, my dad dumped this in everything. And now I'm a little growed up. I dump in everything. Dad still dumps in everything. So, makes sense. It's thick. Let's get a beauty shot of this stuff real quick. Yeah. And then it gets stuck in the funnel. And this is like 100 degrees out, by the way. This was sitting in my car, and it's like 100 degrees. And it's like not flowing at all. Okay. I'm gonna get her sauced up, throw the wheel back on, see if it'll drive again. All right, we're all torqued down. Fishy says it's 97. Let's go for a rip. Who needs a cam when you can just put a 4-barrel on a 2-barrel intake and run it super rich? All right, away we go. All right, I think that did it. I'm gonna go meet Dale at our hangout spot. I never thought I would be digging a convertible, but this thing is just cool. It's just loud enough. It's got true duals, dump over the axle. You know, it's got enough horsepower, but it's got like a super high gear. So you're just kind of floating down the road. And like right now, we're doing like 45. It feels great. This is a good car. I get it now. I get it. You know what driving this car feels like? This feels like the Toby Keith song. How do you like me now? Let's punch it once. It's fast enough. Like, for being a convertible, having loose steering, it's got enough horsepower. It's just a good combo. I would pick Jim Bob up, but he's cleaning saddles with his girlfriend. Driving this car at night feels like the Rick Ross verse on Devil in a New Dress by Kanye West. Like the music video for that song, look it up. All right, folks, I think that's gonna do it for today's episode. We're gonna turn it back to Dale. First, me and Dad are gonna go for a cruise because he likes these, you know. I wanna This thing is an absolute treat. I want to share it with as many people as I can. Hopefully you guys see this car again at some point. Hopefully I see it again. It is so much fun. I never thought I was going to want a convertible, but just the feeling of the air coming over you, Buick 350 singing its song, it's nice. It's actually really nice. And I'm not even a red car guy, but like, it just works. You feel like Johnny Depp. It's cool. But I appreciate you guys watching this. I hope you enjoyed having a break from my same 3 vehicles over and over. But yeah, thank you. God bless and take care. Dale, good to have it back.
Another satisfied customer.
Good deal.
I'll have more coming your way.
All right. You'll see it here on Bachmann's Garage. See you, Dale.
See ya.